Imagine walking into a dark, damp cave and realizing you are standing inside a functioning nuclear reactor that has been humming for 2 billion years. No cooling towers, no lead shielding, no human engineers. Just raw, radioactive power that ignited before the first complex life even crawled out of the primordial soup. This isn't science fiction, and it isn't an ancient alien conspiracy. It is a documented, geological anomaly that breaks everything we thought we knew about the history of technology. For nearly a century, we've been taught that nuclear fission is the ultimate human achievement. We point to the year 1942, the University of Chicago, and the moment Enrico Fermi's team nervously watched the first man-made self-sustaining chain reaction. That was supposed to be the birth of the atomic age, a feat of high-level physics and precision engineering that only a high-functioning civilization could achieve. Our textbooks are clear. Nuclear power is artificial. It is the signature of a species that has finally conquered the fundamental forces of the universe. But in 1972, at a fuel processing plant in Pierre-Latte, France, a routine mass spectrometry test on uranium ore from the Oklo mine in Gabon, Africa, sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The numbers were wrong. They weren't just slightly off, they were impossible. You see, every single piece of uranium found on Earth, from the deepest crust to the surface of the moon, and even in meteorites from deep space, contains a very specific ratio of isotopes. Exactly 0.720% of it is uranium-235, the fissile material needed for a reactor. It is considered a cosmic constant, but the Oklo samples were missing a massive chunk of their identity. They measured at 0.717%. In the world of nuclear physics, that tiny discrepancy is a gaping hole. It was as if someone had already used the fuel. Panic swept through the French Atomic Energy Commission. Had someone stolen enriched material? Was there a secret, clandestine nuclear program operating in the heart of Africa? The search for answers led back to the source, to a site that defied every law of probability. Deep underground in Gabon, researchers discovered that the Earth itself had built 16 separate nuclear reactors. 2 billion years ago, when the atmosphere was still toxic and the continents were unrecognizable, these natural engines were alive. To start a nuclear fire, you need a perfect storm of conditions: a high concentration of uranium-235, a moderator to slow down neutrons, and a specific geometry that keeps the reaction stable without causing a catastrophic explosion. 2 billion years ago, the natural abundance of uranium-235 was much higher, around 3%, which is, coincidentally, the exact enrichment level we use in modern nuclear power plants today. When groundwater seeped into these rich uranium deposits, it acted as the perfect moderator. The atoms began to split, releasing heat. That heat would boil the water away, stopping the reaction and preventing a meltdown. Then, as the ground cooled, the water would return, and the ancient heart would start beating again. This cycle continued for hundreds of thousands of years. It was a self-regulating, pulsed reactor that managed its own radioactive waste with a precision that puts modern storage facilities to shame. Scientists struggle to explain how such a delicate balance was maintained for so long without human intervention. We call it a natural occurrence to keep our timeline of progress intact. But the sophistication of the Oklo reactors feels like a glitch in the matrix of history. It forces us to confront a chilling possibility. If a nuclear reactor can happen by accident, what other advanced technologies are we actually just rediscovering? We like to think of ourselves as the masters of the atom, the first to unlock the secrets of the stars. But Oklo proves that the Earth was playing with radioactive fire while we were still nothing more than single-celled organisms. It challenges the very definition of what is artificial and what is natural. Are we the pioneers of the atomic age, or just latecomers to a game that the planet mastered eons ago? The evidence is buried in the stone, a silent, glowing reminder that our greatest achievements might just be echoes of a much older, much stranger reality. What else is hiding in the strata beneath our feet, waiting to be rediscovered? If you feel the weight of that question, like and follow as we deconstruct more anomalies that shouldn't exist. Tell us in the comments, is Oklo just a geological fluke, or is there a pattern here we're too afraid to see?